morning, brothers of equal indignity, and thank you coming out for Norton Day. Want to say thanks again for everybody coming out. Even I see some winners out here as well. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate you guys coming out. We've got a great day lined up for you. We got some crabs all ready to go over at Malloy's. We've got Emperor Norton. We've got Emperor Norton here today. Thanks for coming, guys. We've got a lovely year lined up for you guys as well. We've got March 16th. We'll be on the Red Oak Victory for joint doings of YB1 and Chapter 13. Then we're going to be doing June 1st. Jeremiah Bay and Cruise around the bay. Please get your prepays in now. And then in September 28th, we'll be doing a plaque at Smiley's Schooner Bar in Bolinas.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. This year is all nautical themed. So please get all your prepays in. That'll be a lot of fun. And I know there's a lot of clamping going on throughout the year, and I'll try to make it out to everybody that I can. So before I pass it on, I'm just going to give a little eulogy for Emperor Norton. On the reeking pavement in the darkness of the moonless night, under the dipping rain, and surrounded by a hastily gathered crowd of wandering strangers, Norton I, by the grace of God, Emperor of the United States and Protector of Mexico, departed this life. Other sovereigns have died with no more of kindly care. Other sovereigns have died as they have lived with all the pomp of earthly majesty. But death having touched them, Norton I rises up the exact peer of the highest king or Kaiser that ever wore a crown. Perhaps he will rise more than the peer of the most of them. He had a better claim to kindly consideration than that his lot forbade to wade through the slaughter to a throne and shut the gates of mercy on mankind. Through his harmless proclamations can always be traced innate gentleness of heat, a desire to effect uses, and a courtesy to possession which would materially improve the bitterful living princes whose names will naturally suggest themselves. From the SF Chronicle.
What say the brothers?
And so recorded! Hang the bastard!
Now I pass it on.
Repeat that, I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you.
Hail Norton! Out.
Can we hear it again? Air break!
Hail Norton! Hail Norton!
Hail Norton!
I didn't quite get that.
Hail thee, good brethren! 'Tis I, the noble double, bestowing upon you salutations and huzzahs on behalf of the Empire. As we embark on clamp year 6024, we wish to express thanks to all the brethren who continue to honor our memory. We especially wish to thank YB1's ex-Noble Grand Humbug, John Archer Flynn, for his placement of our magnificent memorial plaque in 6021. If you've not seen it, we command you to drop by Empire Park in our fair city to pay proper homage. Also, a tip of the hat to YB1's current Noble Grand Humbug, Eric Crazy Legs Cummings, and incoming Noble Grand Humbug, Korey Rivet Luna, for their continued support of the Empire. You actually have 3 emperors before you today, 1 below ground and 2 above. We once again extend our thanks and appreciation to our Imperial doppelganger, Rick Saber, for his continued graciousness in allowing us to address the gathered brethren today, his mentorings on the tradition of E. Clampus Vitus, and his generosity. What say the brethren? And so recorded. We also bring news to you of the Empire. We invite you, one and all, to join a new organization dedicated to celebrating and preserving our magnificent reign, the Emperor Norton Legacy League. Further, we ask you to attend their upcoming events. February 3rd in the Footsteps of the Emperor Tour, a special event where we will explore our former haunts. It's a benefit to raise the seed money for the Legacy League and shall also double as a celebration of our 201st birthday and for the benefit of the gathered brethren. We also invite you to attend a special picnic at the Palace on Sunday, April 28th at the venerable Palace of Fine Arts. We further call upon you to direct your ire at the Ghirardelli Corporation, who continue to resist our Herculean efforts to bring back the Emperor Norton Sunday. We call upon you to use your considerable powers of persuasion to make them see the light. Bring back the Emperor Norton Sunday. Further, we call upon you to drop by the YB1 booth today at Malloy's to see the 1939 Transbay Terminal plaque rescued and restored by your brethren. This tombstone is unfortunately incorrect, as is off by 1 year. A cenotaph was placed in the nearby Home of Peace Cemetery with our correct birth date, February 4th, 1818, by Grand Duchess Judy Leff, a peer of the Empire. It's in the Home of Peace Cemetery. You can't see it today because it's closed. Come back tomorrow if you're in any condition to do that. Finally, we call upon you and all citizens of the Empire to remember the values that our life embraced: fairness, honesty, kindness, and equality. When in doubt, ask yourself this question: what would Norton do? Also remember that no one person speaks for us because our spirit inhabits us all. We would like to thank the esteemed brethren gathered here today for your support and acceptance of our empire and honoring our memories. What say the brethren? Satisfactory! So recorded. And now, on to our Emperor.
But first, a word from Stinky Williams about what you may not see below us. Hop Me. You have certainly heard of her before, but you're going to hear the rest of the story. Stinky?
Thank you very much, Emperor. As you know, he took Hop Me as his wife and made her Empress of California and fellow protector of Mexico. Hop Me found him limp laying in the street one day, and she brought him erect again.
Yes.
And he married her. Now, she went to work after he died in a place called Grub Gulch, Madera County. Worked with the miners. She had a daughter. Her daughter buried her ashes in the Chinese graveyard on Chapel Hill in Oakhurst. We had a work party. We found her ashes as we were wanted to. She wanted clampers to take care of her. She now resides in this pagoda in Madera County. If you come to Madera County initiation, you will get a piece of ash from Hop Me. And anyhow, her daughter left and moved to China. You can check this up on Google Earth. She moved to the Fukien province. Her name was Hop Me too. Well, she had a daughter who decided to come back to the States, and her name was Hop Me Fui. And anyhow, her daughter was born, and her daughter, she gave her daughter a American name in her opinion, and she named her Noah, and short for Nora. Anyhow, Noah married into the Fukien family who lives in San Francisco and has a restaurant. She had a daughter. Now we're getting to the interesting part. She named her daughter Noah. So everybody really appreciated her. But if you asked her name, a lot of people thought she didn't give it to her, because she'd say, "No Fukien way." She married a guy by the name of Way. So No Fukien Way happened to stop by my bar one day and told me this story, and I know she wouldn't lie.
I believe you.
And anyhow, we bring Hop Me here. Her ashes are here with her husband. So what say the brother?
Satisfactory!
And so recorded.
Thank you, Stinky. Well, as you see, The truth is often stretched, but that's the imagination of our minds. Thank you. Good morning, men. On behalf of the Norton Brigade, hail and welcome to all loyal brothers. Again, your Emperor is most pleased to be here with you. Happier yet to be still above the grass this fine morning. A warm welcome to all luminaries. Yerba Buena's Noble Grand Humbug, missing in action at the moment, down at the Malloy's. Crazy Legs, incoming Noble Grand Humbug, Rivet. 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 All Noble Grand Humbugs and noble ex-Noble Grand Humbugs from far and wide. Also to each of you, fellow brothers and honored guests. And yes, you're seeing double. But fear not that your vision is impaired. We, Norton, the first, are pleased, as always, to share the grave with Joseph Amster, our noble double meister of the finest ever tours he leads through the historic back roads of early Yerba Buena. We are here to recognize the most storied character in early San Francisco, Joshua Abraham Norton, who marched into fame through the Golden Hills 8 January 1880, and who faithfully joins with us each year, albeit below this hallowed grass. And typical of our heralded lineage, our motto and such, a wholly unbroken lineage of succession which has spanned continuously all but about 67 years. No change since last year and years previous with our government. Turmoil, crisis, mayhem, and instability rule the world. Ne'er, we are not here to dwell on such negatives. We are here to assembled to enjoy abundant avenues relevant to our tireless pursuit of our brotherhood's closest bonds, pride of this American way of life, country, and our flag. Let us then continue down this revered road together while drinking in our many freedoms. Especially we pride ourselves in being descendants of founder Ephraim B., who breathed life into our robust, ancient, and honorable order in 1841 back in the hills and hollers of West Virginia, when it was just Virginia. Let us steadfastly carry on with our many noble pursuits, such as the proper naming of the Emperor Norton Bridge, for the visionary Joshua was, which currently endures the abominable title of Willie Brown's Bridge, which no righteous citizen would dare use. Our bridge committee thus deserves heaped praise for their heroic work in curing this debacle. Thanks to St. Vitus, we honorable red shirts buoy each an honorable fellow brother up innumerable ways. This caring attitude ideally should set the norm for civility here and around the world. Let us continue to honor also the heroic men and women in uniform who stand in harm's way far from friends and family while protecting our way of life. Add to them our steadfast police, firefighters, and numerous responders who face innumerable dangers and challenges from many challenges, be they climate related or from wayward miscreants. We Nortons now respectfully request that all covers be removed. Let us recall and lament those fine red shirt brothers, including our earlier emperor, Joshua Abraham, and immediate predecessor, Brother Jerry Barnt, who smiled down from us in the Golden Hills. Let us also note that Doc Chandler, normally here, is MIA, sadly headed soon to the Golden Hills. He's in poor shape. Listen up. Your name may be heard. Two of whom we knew so well, Wild Bill Davison and Joel Roberts, and so many others you may wish to honor now in the Golden Hills. We're listening up.
Hail old timer!
Old timer Ed! Bud Roberts!
Alex Garcia!
Hell Norton!
Thank you. Well, with our business now concluded, we wish to invoke imperial prerogatives and extend warmest gratitude for your presence here this beautiful wintry day. Therefore, we, Norton the First, by the grace of God, do proclaim this a seminal moment by ushering in the new clamp year 6024. And by the grace of God, may each of you return to this hallowed ground 1 year hence. One parting shot. I am not 80 years old. I am a sweet 16 with 64 years of experience. Clamp attitude, a virtue many of us elders hold dear. But enough of this preamble. We have a ton of tasty sea harvest to dispatch, along with copious amounts of the healing waters and more clamp-typical, boundless clamp camaraderie awaiting us at Old Malloy's. We Nortons, thus, as well as our patron saint, Vitus, salute each of you and all of Clamperdom. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. I think we have a mission. The AA meeting starts in 30 minutes.
Drink up!
Second number one. Get
If it bent too long, we'd be dry, I fear. If it bent too short, we'd be drinking in our ear. So God bless it. Well,